Welcome to the Ash Ketchum Catching Challenge. A quick reminder of the rules for those who haven't been watching the series. Startup must be Pikachu, any Pokemon caught must have been caught by Ash Ketchum in the relevant anime season, other starter Pokemon will not appear, and any evolution has to have canonically happened. I am going to be making a slight addendum to the rules here. Any Pokemon used must be caught by Ash Ketchum in the relevant anime season. I had to change this rule because of a mechanic I had forgotten existed in this game, and it really annoys me. Anyway, let's get into the video. I started off by heading out to grind, and then getting extremely lost. I read some signs, because I didn't know what they said, and I'd not seen them yet. I found an awakening, and then I ran around for a little bit. The first trainer that I fought was a small child with a single Ekans. It only took 2 Hyper Fangs to deal with, so it wasn't exactly like trouble, but, you know, one was a needless critical hit. Moved on and found another one who thought that he could beat a 2-badge trainer. To be fair, his Pokemon were of like equivalent level, but also he had no idea what he was doing. Quick Attack took care of Sandshrew. And also Zubat. Went walking and I found an electrician, a kindred soul who I immediately challenged to a battle. He sent out a Magnemite, which was very annoying to fight, honestly. Hyper Fang missed, Sonic Boom took out Raticate, and I brought out Pikachu because it was the only one that wasn't weak to electric. Quick Attack did pretty much nothing. Slam did a bit more, and then Thunder Wave paralyzed Pikachu, lowering speed. Supersonic confused Pikachu, and it survived a Thunder Shock on 1 health. Sonic Boom took Pikachu down to red health, and then it knocked itself out. At this point, I just used Butterfree to, Pidgeotto to use Quick Attack and get rid of it. 400 experience points were nice, though. I found a gamer who's apparently never won before. He doesn't look like a gamer, though. He looks like a gambler. I put Growlithe to sleep and immediately started bombarding it with confusion. It survived on red health, which was annoying, but it went down eventually. He brought out a Vulpix, and I repeated the strategy. A critical hit took it down to red, and then another confusion took it out completely. I found an escape rope, checked around all sides of the rock, and then found another child to battle. Confusion is quite likely one of the most useful moves on the team, so I'm very glad that I'm actually able to use it with Butterfree. Rattata took itself out, and I could move on to his Raticate, which was a little bit tougher. It almost beat Butterfree, but he survived on red health. Butterfree tried to learn Whirlwind, but I did not allow it because Whirlwind is kind of useless. I went through the tunnel and checked the guards. Apparently there's a name raider in Lavender Town, I didn't know that. I talked to a kid who wanted to trade, and then I talked to the aide, who apparently has something for 30 species. I checked the binoculars, and apparently there's a big Pokemon asleep on the road. Yeah, to take a look, and it's a Snorlax. We're probably going to come back for him later, because Snorlax is one of the more powerful Pokemon in Ash's team. And we found a guy who has never lost. He proves this! Because Tackle does 2 damage, which is fine. I put him to sleep. It survives on green health. It survives on 1 health. Wakes up, does tackle, and then he brings out a Magnemite. I try putting Magnemite to sleep. And I start using Confusion. It does a healthy chunk of damage, but it's not exactly enough. It woke up on the next turn and took Butterfree out with a Thundershock. All I had left was Pidgeotto. And Gust did literally 1 damage. Pidgeotto got confused and hurt itself. Then Thundershock took Pidgeotto down to yellow health. Pidgeotto took itself down to red, and Thundershock did the rest. So I lost, and I had to white out and go back to the Pokemon Center. I kept running, and I did some training. And then I had the idea of using Diglett's Cave instead. That looked short. It was an hour and a half of recording. It was annoying. Went back out and continued grinding because Pikachu doesn't do well in caves. I fought another child, and he has Nidoran. Raticate got up to level 23, and he brings out Nidorino. Went down on 1 hit, but it got its revenge with Poison Point. I checked if I had any antidotes. I did not. And I started sprinting back to the Pokemon Center to heal again. Found another gamer, but this guy went down fairly easily to Hyperfang. There's not really much interesting here to talk about, honestly. I'm just listening to the music. I found another electrician who gave me a very good warning. Don't touch live wires. Tag out, lockout, or lockout, tag out if you can. This Magnemite goes down actually fairly fast, which was nice. Though it helps that Raticate was a bit of a higher level. He brings out yet another Magnemite, who also doesn't last very long, but does a fair chunk of damage with Thundershock. Hyperfang misses, and he takes Raticate down to yellow health with a Sonic Boom. Magnemite goes down, and Raticate levels up. Magneton took out Raticate with Sonic Boom, and we shifted over to Pidgeotto. Quick Attack did almost nothing, and Gus did literally nothing. I used Tackle, and Pidgeotto was confused. Thundershock wiped him out after that. Literally the only reason Pidgeotto lasted that long is because it didn't use Thundershock very much. Pikachu came out and started trying to Quick Attack the Magneton. Slowly does chip damage, but Pikachu is confused. Took itself down to yellow health, and Static paralyzed the Magneton. Pikachu snapped out of confusion and finally took down the Magneton with a Quick Attack. Here's a horrible pun, and then I finally leave to go back and heal again. Run all the way back, and I checked how close my Pokemon were to leveling up. Find another gamer who really likes competition, but he brings out a Bellsprout. Hyperfang takes care of that one, and he brings out an Oddish. Hyperfang also takes care of Oddish, and then I move on. I found an X-Defend, and apparently there's a Pokemon in the mountains. I found the guy bragging about his winning streak again, so this time I decided to take it upon myself to end it. Hyperfang one-shots Voltorb with a critical hit, which is wonderful, and he brings out a Magnemite. Hyperfang misses, Supersonic also misses, and then Hyperfang brings it down to yellow health. It flinches, and another Hyperfang takes care of it entirely. And did some more training in Diglett Cave, getting all of my Pokemon to level 25, and I finally healed one last time before deciding to fight Lieutenant Surge. I go into the TM case and I teach Raticate Cut. I really like how it has a little cutscene that like actually shows it teaching the move to the Pokemon instead of in future games where it's just selected from a menu and it doesn't show a cool animation. The tree is cut down and I make my way into the electric gym. I talk to the greeter at the door, and apparently he's locked himself in. I rearrange my Pokemon a bit, making sure that all of my electric resistant ones are at the front. I talk to the sailor, and he sends out his first Pokemon, which is a Pikachu. Quick Attack takes care of it easily, and he brings out another Pikachu, which also goes down fairly quickly. I check the trash, but apparently there's nothing in there. Now I can't tell if this guy's talking about being a boxing lightweight, or like, he just can't hold his drink. Alternatively, it could be because his Pokemon aren't all that good at fighting. Voltorb goes down fairly quickly, Magnemite gets off one attack and goes down to Hyperfang. Yes, you have been fried. Apparently this gentleman served underneath Lieutenant Surge in the army, but he looks older than Lieutenant Surge does. Which is an interesting quirk. His Pikachu goes down in one hit, and Raticate hits level 26. I start checking the trash cans to see if I can memorize where the switches are. I find the first one, and then it resets. I keep checking them, and I finally find the second one. I make sure I have both locations in my memory, and then I leave. I cut down the tree again, and I make my way into the Pokemon Center after running into a few walls. Now at this point I didn't actually know that the switches reset and shift locations every time you leave the room, which makes the next sort of few seconds really funny. Because I go to the first switch and it's not there, and it's not there either, so I start hunting through the trash row by row. The first one is at the top right, and then the second one is immediately next to it. I make my way into the door and meet Lieutenant Surge, and now we fight. Sonic Boom does a bit of damage, but Voltorb goes down to another quick attack. Pikachu goes down to a single hit, but Static paralyzes Raticate. Raichu comes out, and at this point Raticate is really proving his worth as a team member. I've had the final team planned out for a while, but I might have to change it, because Raticate's really good actually. Shockwave brings Raticate down to yellow, and Lieutenant Surge heals. I do almost half damage, and then finally with a critical hit, knock out his Raichu, winning me the Thunder Badge. Now we apparently have access to fly outside of battle, and we get Shockwave. I'm probably not going to use it, but it's good to have. I talked to another aide, and apparently there is another one around Route 2, so next is where I'm going to go check that out. I check my map and go to look at Route 2, and it's like, okay, it's over there, it's through Diglett's Cave, and then I just check around a bit, looking at the other destinations. I run around, finally make my way into Diglett Cave to actually start traveling somewhere. I cut out the inside of Diglett Cave because it was just a lot of battles and it's fairly straightforward. Checked around for some items, went into the house and talked to the guy. This kid wants to trade an Abra for Mr. Mime, but I'm not interested. Cut down the tree, and I make my way into the tunnel. Now here I have to have 10 species of Pokemon, which is the reason behind the rule addendum, because I actively needed to catch them to be able to get a useful item. So I changed it to any Pokemon used can only be caught by Ash, which make things a little bit easier on me. I go out to Pewter and run around for a bit. At this point I'm trying to decide what I should actually do, if I should go for one of the common ones, or if I should just say screw it and go to Viridian Forest. I get into Viridian Forest and immediately decide not to, because I hate Viridian Forest, it sucks. So I go back to the original patch of grass that I was at. And I register my town map, because at this point I'm actually looking around on the Pokédex app I have on my phone for Pokemon that can be caught in the list of Ash's Kanto Pokemon around the area that I'm at. There are not many. There are Mankey can be found in Route 23. I go down to the patch of grass and I run into a Spearow. Bring out Pikachu just to paralyze it. And it uses a growl, which doesn't really matter because I'm not going to be fighting it anyway. I paralyze it, throw a Pokeball, and it catches it immediately. I get the Nidoran. Well, I get a Nidoran in the grass. I bring Pikachu back out. And just repeat the same strategy. Peck does literally 1 damage. So I use Thunder Wave. It uses Leer. And then I bring out a Pokeball. It actually breaks out the first time, so I have to repeat the throw, leaving me with a single Pokeball left. Which isn't that big of a deal because I don't have that many Pokemon that I'm able to catch at this point in the game. But it does get used up later on. So I go down and I make my way back to the little tunnel area where the aid is waiting. Talk to him and finally get HM05 Flash. Made my way down and picked up an Ether and a Paralyze here, which is nice. Checked around for some more items and went out of the side area. Made my way down to Viridian and picked up another item. This time it's a potion. I make my way out the back exit of that path and head to the Pokemon Center to heal up my Pokemon. I put Spearow and Nidoran back into the PC because they are not going to be used and I don't need to keep them on my team. Make my way out and I leave. I head back into Diglett Cave. And make my way out and heal at Vermilion, so I don't have to teleport back to Viridian if my Pokemon faint. I went up and I found I fought another trainer that I hadn't yet fought, who just had a Butterfree, so I sent out my own and used Confusion. It was very considerate and knocked itself out. Almost. Got it low enough that it didn't need to. I'm not too good, I'm just a badge higher than you. I tried going back through the route, but apparently it's still blocked. And then I thought this area looked really suspicious, and I was right, it's got a rare candy in. I made my way back through the underground path, all the way back to Cerulean. I cut down the tree, and then remember I'm not actually going in that direction. I head out right, and there's a whole area that I haven't explored yet. Check out some of the next towns, and apparently next is Rock Tunnel. There's a picnicker guarding the entrance to the route proper, and she has a bunch of grass types. So I just sit there and use Confusion. Oddish manages to survive a confusion and use Stun Spore, and misses. And then I use Poison Powder for some reason, and then it gets off the Sun Spore. I don't know what I was doing there. I tackle the Oddish, and it gets a critical hit. She brings out her last Pokemon, which is a Bellsprout, and Confusion takes care of it fairly quickly. Special attack goes up, health goes down. Started making my way down and found a Hiker, who was guarding an item. Or rather, the exit to an item. But he brings out a Machop, and I send out Butterfree to use Confusion again. It gets off a 2 damage Karate Chop, and then immediately goes down to a Confusion. Butterfree hits level 28, and I learn Gust, replacing Poison Powder because I honestly didn't use it that much. And he brings out Nonix. Rock Throw takes care of Butterfree in a single hit, which is crit and annoying. And I bring out Raticate, because he's currently my highest level Pokemon. Quick Attack does barely anything. It's really just chip damage at this point. Hyper Fang does a little bit better. Screech misses. I use Quick Attack again, because I'm trying to save on PP. Rock Throw does almost nothing, and then I bring out Hyper Fang. He uses Harden, and Hyper Fang brings him down to red. Bind does pretty much nothing, and I finally get the Onix dealt with. He wants to keep coming, but he's out of Pokemon. I found the item, and it's a TM40, Aerial Ace. I read the sign, and I fight another damn Picnicker. This guy has a Growlithe, which is, you know, normal. Like, it's a cute Pokemon, it's not exactly very rare. It identifies Pikachu with Otissleuth, which is a really good way to deal with ghost types, actually. Then it uses Roar and brings out Raticate, which was probably a bad idea. And Pursuit knocks it out. And then he sends out a Charmander! Where are all these non-player Pokemon getting starters? Like, the only 3 that are supposed to be in the game are the ones at the start, where you can get them from the professor. These random trainers, I run into 3 or 4 of them during this episode, and it's so weird. I have not yet run into one with a Squirtle, though. So I think they only have the ones that you don't have, but because I replaced Squirtle with Pikachu using the Universal Pokemon Randomizer, it's still reading it as Squirtle. Foresight is another way to identify ghost types and allow normal type attacks to hit them, I think. I deal with the bug catcher, and I make my way around the fence, because I don't know what I was doing there. And then I hop over this little ledge, and I finally find the Pokemon Center. I heal here, because I need it. And I talk to another aide, who apparently has 20 species. Oh, if I have 20 species, I get an Everstone, but that's doubtful that's ever gonna happen. I go down this way, and I find a Picnicker. She has a Pikachu and Clefairy, and it doesn't last very long. Well, the Pikachu doesn't, anyway. The Clefairy lasts slightly longer. Double Slap is just a bit annoying because it's a 4-attack move. And then Clefairy uses Encore, which immediately kills it. I made my way back and healed healed up Butterfree. And then I teach Pikachu Flash because I am not going through that damn cave with no visibility. Or I play Slam because I don't use it very much, and Quick Attack is more powerful anyway. Lens Flash, and I make my way out. I do what I should have done from the start and cut down the tree next to the Pokemon Center, making my way into the cave. I immediately use Flash and start slogging my way through this damn fucking cave. Fight a couple of Pokemon and I find a Repel, which I probably should have used. We find our first Pokemaniac, whose name is Ashton. I'm pretty sure Ash from the anime was based on this guy. But he has a Cubone who doesn't exactly do very much. And then the Slowpoke is annoyingly tanky. I bring out Pikachu to hopefully take advantage of the Water-type weakness. And it works! It does a lot, and then it uses Confusion. And confuses Pikachu, who hurts himself, which was very annoying to deal with. And then Quick Attack does almost nothing. Water Gun takes Pikachu down to yellow health. And it finally goes down. I taught Pikachu Thunderbolt just for some extra electric damage. This cave honestly really annoyed me. It added like an extra 20 minutes to the recording. It was such a hassle. There were so many Slowpoke in here as well. Gust does a little bit of damage, and so does Water Gun. Growl takes down damage because I'm using Special Attack, it doesn't do a whole lot. Gust is disabled, and then I use Sleep Powder to hopefully stop it from attacking me while I knock it out. Confusion does barely anything. Then gets it down to red, and then it uses Growl. Disabled is no longer anything, so it's finally dealt with. Make my way up, and I find another Picnicker. Who has an Oddish, which is fairly normal. You know, there are a lot of them around. And it survives on 2 health and gets off Stun Spore, which really annoyed me. And then it outsped me because paralysis slows you down. And then I get to level 29, and then she brings out Bulbasaur. Again, where are all these starter Pokemon coming from? It's almost knocked out instantly. It survives a confusion by dint of Butterfree being paralyzed, and then it finally goes down after a Razor Leaf. I know about regular cosplay, but apparently this guy has a Charmander for no reason. And it uses Smokescreen, which lowers accuracy. Confusion almost takes it out. And then it uses Metal Claw, which does a little bit of damage because it's crit. And then Confusion finally takes care of it. Brings out his Cubone. And it uses Headbutt, which brings Butterfree down to yellow health. Bone Club is a ground type move, so it doesn't affect Butterfree. It survives on a single health point. And uses Leer. Butterfree can't move because it's paralyzed. And then it hurts itself in its confusion and takes itself out. I fight another hiker, because it's a cave, and apparently this is where they breed, and he brings out Machop. Butterfree's on 5 health at this point, and one-shots Machop, and then he brings out an Onyx, because of course he does. Screech lowers defense. Bind misses, and Butterfree knocks Onyx out, which is probably the best Onyx fight I've had all day. Got the ladder, and I start trying to find my way out. I find another hiker. Where's Geodudes? So I'm reading off a script, which is probably why it sounds like a little bit shit. I've lost where I am in the script. Completely. Like, so this guy's using a Geodude. He brings out his third Geodude. Which, again, goes down in a single shot. And then he brings out a Machop. I am so glad that I remove all of the sound from, like, the clip before I start editing, because my goodness, that beeping would be driving me crazy. And here we have a Mankey, and I use Thunder Wave because I actually do want one for my final league team, like the Elite Four team that I'm gonna use. So I quick attack it. It takes out Pikachu, which is fine. It's already paralyzed. I bring out Pidgeotto, and I use the Great Ball. I was so nervous about it breaking out because that was the only Pokeball I had, but it was caught, and I'm now entirely out of Pokeballs, so I have to catch some more. Oh, I have to get some more. I run into another picnicker who tells me some advice about hiking, I guess, and she brings out a Jigglypuff. It survives on 1 HP, disables Wing Attack, I use Quick Attack, and she brings out a Pidgey. Pidgey uses Gust, which doesn't do a whole lot, and then Quick Attack takes it out. She brings out a Meowth, who survives on yellow health, and it uses Payday. Disable wears off, and I use Wing Attack just to finish the battle, and it gets a crit. And here we have yet another hiker. I've also found where I was in the script. Is this the guy with 3 Geodude? I'm pretty sure this is the guy with 3 Geodude. Nope! This is the guy with 2 Geodude and a Graveler. It almost brings down Pidgeotto, leaving him on red health, and then it uses Defense Curl for no reason, so I use Wing Attack and knock it out. Rock Throw misses, and Quick Attack takes it out finally. It brings out yet another Graveler. Not another Graveler, another Geodude, who connects with Rock Throw, knocking Pidgeotto out. I bring out Raticate because he is the tankiest of my currently awake Pokemon. Hyper Fang misses. Geodude uses Mud Sport for no reason. And Hyper Fang takes Geodude down to yellow health. It's Hyper Fang again, and it brings it down to 1 HP. Quick Attack knocks it out, finally. And then we just have the big bugger to deal with, the Graveler. Hyper Fang does a lot of damage, actually, at the start, and then he uses Magnitude. Which I'm not used to, because when I was going through Diglett Cave, I was just using Butterfree and Pidgeotto, and they're flying types, so they're immune. Graveler uses Defense Curl, and Raticate uses Quick Attack, finally knocking it out. Hit up the final ladder, and hug the wall, trying to avoid these picnickers. Have to fight one last one. And she has 3 Pokemon. Raticate comes out and just deals with each of them with a single Hyper Fang. He gets to level 31, which is nice. The final Pokemon finally goes down, and I can leave this stupid cave. There was actually another wild Pokemon battle that I cut out there because I was so annoyed by it. I go talk to this guy because I thought there might be something interesting there. No, it's just a Pokemaniac. His name is Herman. He has a Cubone. It does not last very long. And then he has another annoyingly tanky Slowpoke. I use Quick Attack and bring it down to yellow. Growl knocks down Raticate's attack. It survives on 1 health. It confuses Raticate. And it makes it hurt itself in confusion, bringing Raticate down to the red, but it snaps out and finally knocks out that stupid Slowpoke. Make my way down to the Pokemon Center, heal up, and finally end the session. That damn cave took an... That is the end of the episode. That damn cave added an extra like 25 minutes to what was already a 3-hour recording session. I was so tired. It was like 11:30 p.m. by the time I finally finished. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'm actually trying out a new strategy where I grind out 5 levels before the gym leader and 5 levels after, so there's actually interesting content in the middle and it's not just me like running around an area grinding, even if you're like not getting the Pokemon battles. But yeah, we'll see how that turns out. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the Minecraft stream, like the Thursday Minecraft stream, or on Sunday for the next episode. Peace out, everybody. Have a good day.